We're approaching Purim, which is a rabbinical holiday which we celebrate to commemorate the existence of the Jewish people during the hiatus between the first and second temple period. We spent 70 years in exile after the destruction of the first Beis Hamikdash, which was destroyed by the Babylonians. During this period of time, we became subjects of the Persian emperor, Persian king Ahasuerus. And he had a minister by the name of Haman, who was a descendant of the Amalekite king Agag. And when he became empowered and he had the moment of opportunity for himself, he was able to extract from the Persian king Ahasuerus a decree that would allow him to annihilate every Jewish man, woman, and child throughout the world. Because Ahasuerus ruled the world supreme at that time. So once this edict, this decree was given, there was no place that a Jew could escape to. God performed the miracle. At the last moment, there was a total turnaround. Haman and his 10 sons were killed. The Jews were given permission throughout the world to avenge their own predicament from the Amalekites. And on the 13th of Adar, they were given permission to kill the Amalekites in the community. The respite came on the 14th day. We celebrate Purim on the 14th of Adar. The walled cities, such as Shushan, as a result of a request from Esther, who was a Jewess, who was the queen, Shushan was given an extra day to kill the enemy. So Shushan avenged their predicament. The enemy on the 13th and the 14th. Their respite came about on the 15th. Therefore, any walled city throughout the world, which the wall stood from the time of Yoshua ben Nun, Joshua, at the time of the conquest of Canaan, those cities throughout the world, such as Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, which the wall had stood in time of Joshua when he entered into Canaan, they read the Megillah and celebrate Purim. They feast on the 15th of Adar. But other communities in Israel or anywhere else, which were not walled cities at that time, they celebrate the holiday on the 14th, not the 15th, and they read the Megillah on the 14th and not on the 15th. There's a question which is asked. The Megillah was authored by Mordechai, who was made the viceroy of the Persian Empire by the king Ahasuerus after Ahasuerus became aware that Mordechai was the uncle of the queen, his wife Esther. Esther and Mordechai, they authored the text of the Megillah, what we read on Purim. The Megillah, which is known as the Megillah of Esther, is one of the scriptures. Scriptures have an innate holiness. All scriptures contain the name of God. The Megillah Esther, the writ of Esther, the story, is the only narrative which does not contain the name of God. The question is asked, why? Why does it not, if it is one of the scripture? One of the answers which is given is that since it is the narrative and the story of the near extinction of the Jewish people and the miracle which took place, since it would be stored in the historical annals of Persia, in their archives, the name of God would be there, ultimately it would be desecrated. Mordechai, knowing this, and Esther, they intentionally omitted the name of God, that it should not be there. That's one answer which is given. Another answer which is given, the Talmud asks, what was Esther's real name? Was it Esther or was it Hadassah? Hadassah comes from the word Hadass, which is a myrtle. So the Talmud says that her real name was Hadassah, because we find that the righteous, the devoutly righteous, are compared to myrtles. But she's only referred to as Esther from the word Hester, concealed, because the miracle of Purim was not an obvious miracle, but rather it was a miracle that was cloaked in nature, and it was only as the events unfolded did we realize that it was the hand of God.